It's back. Yep. The KS6B has been updated to do the premium crops, which is awesome. So thank you to Mark Thor, who also did an edit for me because I'd whinged about it in the last video, and so he stepped up and did it for me. But at the same time, the creators had updated it on Forbidden Mods. Thank you, Smock, for sharing the link with me. So I'm using the Forbidden Mods version. I think they're basically pretty much the same, and because it gets dark light so late on here, I've already done the other half of the field, and as the light is slowly creeping in, we're going to finish off the carrot harvest. So this is going to make carrot harvesting and root crop harvesting in general so much better. I mean, we already owned the harvester, so I had to spend $4 on a new header, I guess, to lift the carrots. But yeah, and it's not fast, its capacity isn't huge, but it's so much easier than all the other options. So holds 10,000 litres, 3-ish metre working with. We have lots of snow in the forecast, and 4 miles an hour, but it's just so much better. And it's quite amusing that it's snowing on here, and as I'm looking out of the window at home, it is snowing in the UK. I think it's due to snow for about an hour and then rain, but hey, we've had snow this year. So, and that's down on the coast on the southeast. So awesome. This is the last of 18 videos that I have recorded since Saturday or Sunday, which was the set that I needed to get done to run us through until the day after I get home from my holiday. I should have done 19, did an extra one. There may or may not be a farm sim video on Monday. I had hoped to get one recorded, but I didn't manage to get it done before I go away. Depending on how things go, there's a good chance I'll record the gameplay while I'm away, and then I'll do the voice when I get back. So, but yeah, I am going to leave a strip of shame, which I'll pick up later. Don't worry. Yeah, I'm really pleased that I've managed to get all of this recording done. It's been a bit of a battle, to be honest. With also today, I should finish the decorating. I know it's a freaking miracle. It's been going on forever. But between decorating in the working and then decorating in the evenings and then trying to get this done, it's been a bit of a battle. I think I might have fallen asleep at the laptop at least once. And last night I was trying to finish recording this, and I got to the point where I just could not anymore. I had to switch it off, and I think I had like 10 minutes left to do, but nope, could not. I was done. So yeah. Today, I need to finish talking to you guys, finish a coat of paint in the spare room, or the teenager's bedroom, and I've then got a few bits and pieces to do around the house, and then pack, and tomorrow morning we go on holiday. And I'm super excited. I don't sound it probably, but it's just going to be so nice to have a break. The weather looks quite mixed. It looks like at the start of the week it's going to be cold and clear, and then turning to rain later on in the week, which is fine. Rather coolly, we found out that the property we're renting, it has a huge garden, but it was originally shared between 3 rental properties. And Mrs. Deeds phoned them up today to sort out how we get the keys tomorrow, and apparently since then they have created its own enclosed garden, so we won't have to have the dogs on lead every time we open the door, which is going to be so much nicer, depending on how good the fence is, because greyhounds can jump a lot, so we'll see. But at least means the collies can be off, and only having to have 2 dogs on lead at 6 in the morning when they all want to go out in the garden is so much nicer than before. Yeah, so the snow is falling. It's we're getting into Scottish winter, so it's going to be hard to get much done, I think, between, once we've got these carrots dug. Looking at the weather forecast, it's going to be pretty darn cold for the rest of the next few months. So what might happen is I might just be we've got the carrots, I'm saving some of the carrots because the price gets better. We've got a bunch of bales to sell, so I might be doing a bit of that, and really just progressing time and getting to spring when it'll be less cold and more damp, which will be fun with the mud system. So there we go. This is still my favourite way of harvesting root crops. I made the head orange because carrots are orange. Yeah. And also, thank you to whoever it was. I'm sorry, I'm really bad with names. You'll know that. Who pointed out that a field this big, you would not harvest with the other harvesters I was using. And that's reflected in, if you look at the fields on Zalonka or most other Eastern European maps, you'll see that they are long and thin. And that's because it makes it much quicker to go along, turn, back down, turn, up, and spiral your way in. So, yeah. And for a field this big, you would be using something like a self-propelled harvester. So, like we're using. So yeah, that was useful information, and you know, that was so time consuming. And basically, as soon as I found this thing was updated, I was done with those for this save. I can see me using them on some others where the fields are more appropriately sized, so not Saxthorpe, but some future stuff that I've got in mind. And hey, who knows? We might get to that in the maybe, I don't know. I'm expecting season 3 to be announced any point. I don't remember when they announced season 2, how far after the end of season 1, you know, platinum to premium to whatever the next one's going to be. Assuming there is going to be a next one, I don't have any inside information. I'm just kind of going with what I think's happening. And yeah, I hope they do more like this. I hope they do more things that add more to the game than a couple of machines or forestry or productions, you know. Give us more stuff to farm. Give us different ways to farm. Yeah. So I do quite like being in cabin here as well. It works quite well. It works really well with the carrots. It's snow on the ground, maybe not ideal. Thankfully, the mud system doesn't seem to count snow as rain, which is interesting. And I'm going with the ground isn't frozen enough yet that we can't dig them. We need to get these bloody things out of the ground, recover some of our losses, because the leasing costs on the 2 harvesters I leased were a little bit, and then we've spent $4,000 on this header, and I think we were looking at making not a huge amount of money off this field, maybe like 30 grand or something. So, the snow outside is getting heavier. So it's so rare where I am that we get consistent snow. I hope it buggers off, because I don't want snow tomorrow. Because we get snow so rarely, very few people in the UK can drive in snow. I have very little experience of driving in snow. You know, it's rare here. Yeah, so by the time you are watching this, I will be driving home from my week's holiday. I think that's how this drops out in the schedule. And assuming that I actually finished editing it and had internet that let me upload it while I was away. So all of those things kind of in there. And it's just perusing ModHub. And it's not really appropriate to any of the maps I'm playing on, but there was the Val Metal slurry spreader, and that reminded me of, is it the Cubex one? The one that fires like 40 meters out of the side of the spreader. I love that bit of kit. That might make an appearance on Saxthorpe now. Now that I've remembered that it exists to some extent, you know. And there's been a lot of updates. There's been an update to the Fiat Agri that I have on the Valley of the Old Farm. So yeah, that might actually be worth downloading. I'm really bad at updating mods. And there is a tractor on there that was updated by Smetty, which is going to be appearing on here next game year. Technically, we could have it now. It's the New Holland 70 series. So 90 grand, up to 240 horsepower, a large tractor, and I think that's going to be one of the flagships of our new fleet. I think so. Come August, we'll be buying tractors that are into the early 2000s, and yeah, that is the early 2000s, 2002. So, because I want to go. I think we're going to go New Holland next time. So, now also thanks to all the folks that have been sending me links to combines and stuff, because we're definitely going to need new combines because those have a bunch of hours on, and it's almost getting to the point where we may have to trade in our KS6B for a new one because the hours are up there. That is from the guys doing a bunch of sugar beet harvesting contracts at one point, and and when we were on Maypole, we did a load. I remember spending a bunch of time with. I think Kartik and I did a bunch of them. We did a bunch of potato harvesting contracts. So it's done a lot of work and it's 50 hours, so it's good. And yeah, so this field is going to be partitioned up. It all needs ploughing first, but that might be a spring job. And the bit that's slightly flatter, which is kind of down here where we are now, is going to get sheep. And then the other bit is going to be split into a couple of fields, I think. Yeah, I think that's the plan. So we might put some shed storage down here as well, because we are kind of short of shed space. Easy for you to say. Yep, we're making decent progress. Just get those lights switched off now. Now that we can actually see, I was using the tractor lights as kind of helping with the ambient light when it was really dark. And I think we're going to send this guy off to tip. The other tractor is already off at the sell point tipping. You can see the money is about to go up. And I largely used auto drive to do the carting. They're going to the exports, which is just by the BGA, if you remember the sell points that we've been using. And yeah, what I was really impressed with is, for now, auto drive waited because it saw that the road was going to be busy, and then that happened. I was super impressed when I put on this tractor onto auto drive. The other one waited here because it knew it was a narrow route. It's actually a one-way route or two-way route. Yeah, single route that goes two ways. We explained that really well, and yeah, they got stuck. So it was the only time, you know, because I think it was the only time I sent both tractors off at once. And it now doesn't want to get back on auto drive at all. Thank you, auto drive. Sometimes you are a source of massive frustration, but equally, I wouldn't want to be without it. So, you know, one of those things. It's one of those mods that you love to hate or hate to love. I don't know, something like that. I am very definitely rambling. I have done so much of this in the last 6 days, 5 days really, that it's been, yeah. Been kind of mental, but I will be taking a break, and it's really looking forward to it. I'll still be playing video games. That's what I do for fun, but yeah. I've mentioned it already a couple of times, but the wheel and the joystick are here. They are still in the box. They are likely to still be in the box until after I finish work for Christmas, because I'm away for a week. I'm not taking it with me. And then I'm back in work for a week, and I'm away for a lot of that. So again, won't be taking it with me. I take enough stuff with me when I go away. I take 2 to 3 laptops, a mini monitor, all sorts of stuff. I'm not taking a wheel as well. So yeah. Once we get into the Christmas break, I'm looking forward to having a bit of play with that, getting used to it. Hopefully not having the steering wheel noise that some creators have had in the past. And yeah, it should be fun. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to set it up. I was talking to Karthik about this on, it'll be tomorrow's Diddly video, I guess. On a second. Yeah, it'll be tomorrow's diddly video. That I might put the joystick the wrong side because I'm a lefty, and that way I can have the mouse still. Or I'm just having to reply to a text. Yeah, so I think that'll work because I'm better with my left hand anyway. And I've brought it really for front loader. I know it's the wrong way around to be in an actual tractor, but hey, this is a big step for me. I'm a keyboard and mouse guy. So this will be a big-ish change. Yeah, the dishwasher broke again. Or you could say the dishwasher wasn't properly repaired. So Mrs. D was just checking when the repair guy is coming, but not until after we get back from our holiday. So yeah, I have a bunch of manual washing of dishes to do, which is rather quaint and quite frustrating because again, not a job that anyone enjoys, I don't think. And but I do wonder if actually it's not that much more time consuming than loading and unloading the dishwasher. Doesn't mean I'm not going to use the dishwasher in the future because it does a much better job than me. But yeah, I did wonder that. So hopefully he will, or whoever they send, because it might be someone different, will fix it properly. That would be nice. Yeah, it's obviously got it's a water leak, and obviously the water leak is not the one that he fixed. But you know, it's obviously quite a slow water leak because it was slow enough that it could do a couple of loads before the sensor tripped to stop it, because there was water in the bottom. So in the bottom where there shouldn't be. Obviously there should be water in the bottom of a dishwasher, but there are areas where it shouldn't be. But yeah, I was just pondering and thinking that actually these last couple of loads we'll hang on to. We'll get a tiny bit more for them if we sell them in January or February. And I don't think we need the trailers for anything. We might have some crops to sell when it comes to later in December or January. I really don't remember what we've got in the silos. After the last bit of carrot harvesting on here, I kind of had a bit of a break from this, so it did me in. So yeah, there wasn't actually going to be a video on here until after I got back, until folks pointed out that this thing had been updated and was available for me to use. So yeah, kind of one of my favorite root crop harvesting pieces of equipment. I'm going to say thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members at this point. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. You are all pretty darn awesome. And yeah, we are almost finished. And even if this had been potatoes, this would have been a ridiculously big job. But with the new root crops and then using the DeWolf harvester, it made it very time consuming. And the fact that we got nearly 400,000 litres off this field, which is ridiculous considering that the fertilisation was so bad. I do have the crop rotation mod installed on here, which I think I'm going to have a look at in a moment. But it doesn't pick up the new crops. So I need to go check their GitHub still to see if they are updating it to factor in the new crops. But all at the moment, it just tells you previous harvests and no information on how that affects the yield. So it at least doesn't break it, I guess, which is cool. So yeah, but I do like that mod. So and we need to plow, as I said, and I want to plow it before we landscape it, so that the needs plowing state isn't sat there permanently bugging me. So yeah, we've got a decent area, I think, coming back from here, which is fairly flat. So be able to do a nice expansion into sheeps. And that is us done. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, click the like button.